definitely going to party here today on the couch. And we are just hours away from saying goodbye to 2013 and everything it brought.
And here to help us look back at some of the year's biggest stories and some of the quirkiest stories is senior editor of the World Almanac and Book of Facts, Sarah Janssen. Welcome, Sarah.
Thank you so much for having me.
Of course. So the new edition is out. And for those of you out there who are not familiar with it, what is the World Almanac?
The World Almanac is basically a book that has all of your answers to any question you might have, whether it's celebrities, sports, pop culture, politics. We have you covered.
Everything.
Everything.
The Almanac lists the top 10 stories of 2013, and we'll start with the one that's making the rounds here. It's about the government shutdown, obviously. Why did you pick that one as number one?
Well, the government shutdown was chosen as our #1 news story because it was such a huge deal. First time in almost 20 years that the government had shut down. Also because of the motivation behind it. The congressional Republicans who are seeking to defund Obamacare. Ultimately, they did not achieve their goal, but certainly a story that's going to continue to be in the news in 2014.
Another controversial story, gay marriage. Tell us why that made the list this year.
So that made the list this year because of the Supreme Court decisions this summer. A number of new states have legalized gay marriage in the past year, and we were looking at, how the Supreme Court decisions are going to impact not only those marriages, but states that are looking at legalizing it in the upcoming years.
And the Boston bombings, obviously, during the Boston Marathon.
Huge story. We are all glued to social media, to the television, to just find out what was going on. The Boston Marathon is a huge tradition. Over 250 people injured. 3 people died that day alone. And then they shut down the entire city of Boston, which is just so difficult to wrap your head around. So a huge news story in 2013 for sure.
And these were just a few of them that are on the list. How do you decide what makes the list?
It's a big process every year. We're going through all of these different things that are going on, and it's always sort of surprising when you look back over the course of the year, everything that happened. So it's looking at what we think is going to have a huge impact on the next year as well.
All right, well, I kind of forget some of them, too.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
That's okay. No, on a lighter note, we're going to go over to what's happening in Death Valley. Now, the people were frying their eggs there, so let's change this over a little bit here. Tell us about some of these stories that are topping the list.
This is the more lighthearted side of the World Almanac. So we pick the fun news stories every year as well. And one of our favorites this year was in Death Valley. A park ranger posted an educational video showing that you can actually fry an egg in the heat in Death Valley. Amazing stuff. But unfortunately, people decided they wanted to replicate it, and they didn't always bring frying pans.
So they just brought the eggs, and they were frying them on the ground.
On the ground, making a huge mess. They had to release a statement begging people to please at least be cleaning up after themselves when they visit the park.
Bring your own pan.
I know.
Not that hard.
Oh, my goodness. So let's talk about Dog TV. Okay. What is this about?
Dog TV, okay. So Dog TV is the first ever cable channel just for dogs. All of the shows are shot from a dog's perspective, so dog's eye view of the world. The only problem is cable is ad-supported, and dogs can't buy anything that's advertised on it.
Goodness.
So they think they have to add evening shows for dog parents. They're relooking at their business model.
Yeah, you got to keep the parents.
I hadn't even heard of this.
I just learned about it today. But this one we've heard about, the Nutella craze, right? Everybody loves that except me. But wait a second. People are going through to steal these products. Thousands of dollars were being stolen from the campus and...
From the campus of Columbia, which is, an Ivy League school, obviously. Students are actually stealing $5,000 worth of Nutella a week from the dining halls there. They just can't get enough of it. So the school is losing a lot of money. 500 pounds of Nutella a week they're losing.
And this isn't new. Nutella's been around for a while.
Apparently it's the new thing for college students.
Oldtella.
I know.
But everyone loves it.
Can't get enough.
All right, well, thank you so much, Sarah, for joining us. We appreciate that. And the World Almanac and Book of Facts 2014 is out and available at bookstores, or you can go to worldalmanac.com to order a copy. Can't wait.
I know. And in case you didn't know, not all champagnes are created equal. Yeah.